All right, hello everybody, welcome back. So I discovered what the audio issue was. Turns out that Shadowplay is a piece of garbage. I was using Shadowplay in the last video to record all my video and audio, and it turned out that for some reason there was some weird feedback in Shadowplay's audio recording. So this is going to make it a little bit harder to edit, but that's okay. It's not going to make it too much harder, and it'll actually give me a lot more control over audio levels and things like that, because now I'm recording with Audacity and recording the video with Shadowplay only. So the video will have, you know, the soundtrack of what's going on in the game, and the Audacity will have my voice recording. So anyways, I wanted to real quick do a list of the mods that I have on this playthrough, and I will probably put them in the description down below, just for people who are curious. So the first mod I have is this single button panel, and this is an awesome mod. I much prefer it to the button panel, which is this one. Only because exactly what I've got right here. I've got all I want the button to do is to open these doors, and now I just have one button here that opens the doors, and that's all it does. I don't need all these other buttons because it's just waste. It's a bunch of wasted space. I mean, I know it still takes up one block, but it just looks so much cleaner. So that's the first one. I also added in the large flat thruster mod. These are cool just because they look really cool. My first design for a ship actually had these on it. For a flying ship, actually had these on it, but they're just atmospheric thrusters. Honestly, to me, are just a waste of time. They are very resource intensive with the metal grids. I mean, you have to have cobalt and all that stuff. So anyways, I just decided to scrap the atmospheric thrusters and go with the hydrogen, just because it's so much easier to manage, power-wise too. Especially because I don't have nuclear reactors yet. I have the reactors, I just haven't found any uranium for it. That's the whole purpose of that little ship that's up there at my asteroid base right now, is that I can scout around quickly to a bunch of different asteroids and find uranium. So other than those, I've got the small medical station mod, which is awesome, just because you can put it on large or small grids, and it gives you another point to respawn at. The other mod that you've actually already seen is these airtight hangar doors. I like the vanilla hangar doors. The problem is they only go up 2 blocks, and I made this hangar 3 blocks tall. So I just grabbed the airtight hangar door mod, and it actually gives you more than just those. Like, they've got like 10x. I think it goes all the way up to 10x, which is just massive. I mean, this whole thing is 7 blocks wide, and it'd be another 3 blocks beyond that. So you can go crazy with those hangars. One of the other mods is this rotary airlock door. I had it initially between the hangar and over here. I took it out because it was just kind of, I mean, in order to run from over here, which is where I'm doing all the work, to over here where I fill up my hydrogen and I grab resources from my stations over there, it just got too old, because you walk into it, you press F, and then you wait for a few seconds while it revolves around, and then you walk out the other side, which is really cool for like a pressurized system. And I'll probably put it on any base that I make. I'll probably put it on that base up there once I actually turn it into a real base. But for right now, it just didn't make sense. It was just too obnoxious to put it on down here. The other mod, obviously, that I have is Simple Inventory, or Easy Inventory. I'm sorry, I always call it Simple Inventory, and I don't know why. But basically, what this allows you to do is to look at anything that has a storage inventory, And let's say I wanted to build a light armor block for this station, right? All I have to do is select the block in my inventory and then right click on the thing, and it withdraws all the items that I need. So to show you that, I can look right here. There's enough to build one light armor block right there. Similarly, if I hit the button again for a small armor block, I can just right click a bunch and I'll get enough, however many times I click. And it does it for everything. The other thing that this does is, like, let's say I wanted to make a hydrogen thruster, right? Actually, yeah, so let's say I want to make this battery, right? And you can see what I just did there. So I right-clicked to pull all this stuff out, and it won't... So because I don't have any power cells in my inventory, it will not pull them, right? Because it can't, because there's nothing there. So what I can do is hold Shift and right-click, and it will queue the production for all the things required to build that battery, including those power cells. So now, when I right-click, boom, now I have everything. Well, now I have everything. So what happened right there was, you saw, was I had first pulled, I tried to pull all the items out. Simple Inventory keeps track of that, and so it knows what you need remaining to build whatever it is that you're trying to build. And when you go up and you right-click on it again, it'll pull the rest of it. But if you don't pull the rest of it first, you can't pull all the stuff for a new block. So it's just kind of an interesting kind of memory sort of thing. The other thing it does is you can pull a bunch. You can pull like 10 at a time. I think you hold Control and right-click. When your space is full, it'll tell you. And then to dump everything, you can hold Alt and then right-click. And it's just so, oh my gosh, it makes the game so much easier. Because, like, sometimes when you're building, like, let's say I'm building these hydrogen thrusters, it's nice when you're out here because you can see what components you need. But as soon as you go into a storage inventory, that box goes away, and it just makes it so hard because you have to remember exactly what you need. I think it'd be actually a really easy vanilla mod, or even just something they should add to vanilla, to just keep that list of items for whatever block you're trying to build over here, so that you know exactly what you have to pull over into your inventory. Because as it is, I'm never playing a single player version of this game, or probably a multiplayer version, without easy inventory ever again, because it just cuts down so much time from going in and coming out of inventory and whatever. Anyways, I've probably talked enough. I think that's all the mods that I've got on right now. If I discover any more as I go on, I'll let you know. Oh, my dampeners are off. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to disconnect this merge block. You remember last time... Oh, gosh. Last time I successfully retrieved my first stage, quote-unquote Saturn V, which was really, really exciting, and I was super duper happy because it just was so easy. Oh man, that really, really, really locks it up. Turn that off. I'm not sure what's going on with my piston or my landing gear. Rotors, that inertia tensor was still on. I don't understand how that comes back on and then goes off, because I turned it off and it came back on. We'll go ahead and land. There we go. This is kind of funny actually, because you can still move the ship when it's locked like that. We'll go ahead and turn off our hydrogen thrusters. Go ahead and take this merge block off because I don't need it anymore, and these three. I'm always super duper careful when welding around conveyors. Oh, see, right there, that right there. That's why I'm always careful. That stuff, Clang will just completely wreck your stuff. You see that? It already damaged my hydrogen tank. Ugh. This game has gotten so much better over the years. The fact that I can even use rotors and pistons like this and it not like, and my ship not be like flying off into the atmosphere is kind of amazing. I'm just so happy that they have it to this level. Uh, this game is so worth it to me. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's see. What am I going to do now? Go ahead and set this to stockpile. And this should be filling now. All right. So I have a large hydrogen tank on this base precisely for this reason, because I knew that I was going to be building a lot of hydrogen ships, and I'd need a lot of extra gas in order to use it. And so I built this hydrogen tank over here, just this massive. I'm playing on 10x, so this has like 5 million liters of hydrogen in it when it's full. I still haven't filled it up yet, and I've been playing for probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours on this level already, or this world. Here's my power setup. I've got 9 wind turbines and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 solar panels. It seems to be enough to keep my batteries recharged, especially because I'm not doing a lot of heavy refining and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's my input is 26 kilowatts when it's charging. It's probably more than that. It's got to be a couple megawatts. Anyways, I don't think I have to worry about power running out on my base, because those produce, I think it's like 3.25 megawatt each. And I've got 9 of them, which is 27 plus 9 times a quarter, whatever 9 times a quarter is, to 29 and a quarter. That'd be 29 and a quarter megawatts, which is a lot. Actually, maybe they're just kilowatts. I actually can't remember. Turbine. What's the max output? 397 kilowatts. So that's 2.9 megawatts. Is that right? I don't know. I'm bad at math sometimes. I am an engineer. Not just in this game. I'm actually a mechanical engineer. So my math is sometimes suspect, but I'm most of the time it's right on. I honestly think what I need to do next is go grab ice, because I don't have any. Oh, yes I do. I have 156,000 of it. But I don't have anywhere on here to put ice. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll modify this just a little bit so that it has an oxygen generator. O2H2. I can put it right there, actually. Alright. Because that way it should be able to create its own hydrogen, and I won't need to continually hook it back up to this base. I actually really like this first stage rocket, just like in general. I think it's oh, I misplaced it. I think it performed very, very admirably, and I think I might need to incorporate it onto a ship as a permanent fixture. In recognition of its abilities. Let's see. Is this going to... I don't even know if this is going to pull in. Go ahead and name this. Dash stage Saturn 5 stage 1. I know it's not actually a Saturn V rocket, but I deem it as such. I bless it. All right. Let's see. What I really need to do is maybe I should just build a ship on top of this. I really like this though, so I'm actually going to go ahead and highlight it and blueprint it, edit, and rename Saturn V Stage 1 because I really like it, so I'm just going to keep it. I have a bunch of really dumb blueprints over here, but I have some that I'm really proud of. namely this. And also the rover that I built that I actually retrofitted to be this ship over here. And I think I blueprinted this ship too, just because I really like the way it looks, even if it's not like supremely functional. I think it looks cool. So, oh man, what would be really cool is to put a rotor on this, an advanced rotor that can pipe the hydrogen through to like right here, and then use the vectored thrust script on this, and just make it like a hovercraft that the rotors will adjust to planet gravity and stuff. Oh man, that'd be really cool. Someday. All right, so I actually do need to. I need to set that battery to recharge, because if I don't, it probably won't. So recharge. All right. Oh, it's almost fully charged anyways. Oh man, what I could do. This is the perfect size for an actual battery. And I did notice that my ship up there was having some battery trouble. Yeah, I could just build 4 batteries on this thing and let it recharge, and while I build the rest of the ship. Man, this thing would be so fast. That's the thing, though. The main reason I don't like this one, it is fast because it's got this large hydrogen thruster in the back. It's got the 3 on the bottom too, so I can always just like turn my top to whichever way I want to go and then just press spacebar, or reorient the cockpit so that it's facing that way. The problem is that it doesn't have that much maneuverability in every direction. Like the sideways is only 3, you know, the backwards is only 2. It used to be more, but I had to grind the components off because I needed them when I got up to my base up there. And the downwards is like 6, so it's really unbalanced in the ways that it has power. And I feel like this would kind of be the same way. Unless I... Ooh, that's an interesting idea. That's a really interesting idea. If I grind this off, it'll probably fall, right? Because there's a connector there. But what I could do is this. Oh man. This thing would be really, really, really quick. And it would be quick to stop too. I mean, it's the perfect spot for one. I just think this will fall if I do. It might just fall down right down onto there though. So actually what I'm going to do, I tend to do this a lot when I'm doing something that I think will possibly break, you know, my ship. Can I get that bottom one there? There we go. I tend to build support structures like this whenever I'm fairly certain that what I'm about to do is going to go horribly wrong. So here's a perfect example of simple inventory. I'm going to hold Control and right click there and just click it a bunch of times, and now I should have like 80 or 90 in my inventory. 50. I didn't press it that many times, but anyways. What I do, 1, 2, and then 3. I'm only doing this because I think that it's going to fall when I take the battery off, and I don't want it to topple over. But that's what this game is about, right? I mean, it's really about you know, designing solutions to engineering problems. I currently have a problem in that I have a design change that I want to implement, but the way that I've built this has made it such that I need to grind off something that is integral to the operation of this, right? And you know, the intention of these blocks is just to hold it in place. They're certainly not designed for that, although I guess they could be. Huh. So I'm thinking that because it's connected, it's getting power through the connector. If it hadn't been connected, that probably wouldn't be the case. That's interesting. But in any case, I'm going to go ahead and place that there. Then I'm going to Alt-right click to put everything in. And then I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. Right click to get everything that I need to build these. You can probably tell that I have, I believe, 5x welding speed on. That's mostly because I think the vanilla welding speed is just way too slow. And I understand that it's because you have to build upgraded tools and things like that, but it just makes the game almost unplayable to me when it does that. I play this game to design cool things, not to worry about progression. Alright, so these are the ones that I've just put on. Off, 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 off. And then do that, and then 2, 3, 4. Click save. So I discovered this the other day, actually. If you have a group and then you add something to the ship that you want to be in that group as well, you can just click on the group and then click on the other ones that you want to do and then click save again, and it'll just resave it. I don't know why I didn't know that. I've been playing this game for a long time. I'm sure that it's been a feature for a long time, and I just didn't know about it or never used it. I don't know, but anyways, so we got get these things off here. I'm gonna have to put a battery or 2 back on this thing. I think I might put 2. So I need 18 power cells. I'm gonna go ahead and make enough for 2 batteries. I'm wondering if I'm going to start running out of materials. 121,000 iron. I don't have that much gold, but I don't really need gold right now. Platinum, 185. I think that's a lot because I think like thruster components use like 0.4 each or something like that. Cobalt, 7,000. Silicon, 23,000. I think I'm okay for the moment. 1, 2. Where are the rest of my power cells? One, 2. Oh, that's interesting. I must have missed 2. Alright. I'm gonna put these. So here's the thing. I'm gonna need connectors to go there. What if I do that? Stack them like that. I don't really like that aesthetically. It could be worse, but I want to try to keep this ship as symmetrical as possible. What about this? I'll just go ahead and get the stuff to make a bunch of conveyor junctions and stuff. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's fine. And then I'll do... Oh. I know I don't need both of these plumbed up, but I like the symmetry of it. And in fact, you're probably gonna hate me for this, but I'm no, I'm gonna go ahead and do this anyways because I like symmetry. And you know what? You know what? What about this? Can I do this? Yes, I can. Boop, boop. Excellent. Go ahead and weld these up and then set them both to recharge. So that's these two, block group, Saturn V, stage 1, batteries, dash. I have a naming scheme that I like to stick to. It's typically what the thing is first and then where it is second. And that's only because I'm an engineer, and when we make part names and things like that, there's a naming convention that we're supposed to stick to, and it makes it a lot easier to identify where something came from and where it resides in the system and all that kind of stuff. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna put a couple blocks here just for structural stability's sake. That way this isn't only connected to the oxygen generator, it's also connected to the hydrogen tank. Although if the hydrogen tank blows up, it's not really gonna matter. So I've got, let's see. I'm gonna do, is there any reason, I can't really put anything out too far. I have one block of clearance here between where the hydrogen plume of this thruster is going to be. What do I want this to be? I think I'm trying to think about this. If I want this to be a ship for, I don't think there's any way that this could be a ship for atmospheric exploration, because it's got too much thrust. It's going to use too much hydrogen. So I'm trying to think of what I've already got. This is kind of a hauler. It's got a medium cargo container, a connector, and the cockpit, which is quite a bit of storage on 10X. I think this has like 33,000 and this has like 14,000 or something like that. 10,000. The connector is 11.5 and the medium cargo is 33,000. So this is really my atmospheric hauler. If I establish an outpost, actually I have kind of established a small outpost over that way. It doesn't have power or anything, but it is just like a landing platform, just for short trips. What I really should do is build another small station over near, there's an ice lake over that way that I found. Oh geez, I kind of need to think about this for a second, so I will be right back. All right, everybody, I'm back. I was really checking the length of the previous video because I haven't actually made the video yet. I just recorded everything and then started right into recording a second one. I think I'm going to try to keep these at like 45 minutes. That's probably a little long, so I think I'll try to stick to 30 minutes in the future. And actually, since we're at the 30-minute mark now, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Thank you guys for watching. Next time, I promise I will have a plan for what this is supposed to be and where we're going from here. So thank you guys for watching. Until next time, my name's Wookie Titty, and I'll catch you on the flip side.